Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, we are continuing our quest to pickpocket every one of the brand new NPCs released with the 120 Thieving update. Today, we're going to go and have a look at the Goebies. Now, Goebies are a little bit different to the rest of the NPCs because they don't drop loot you can sell straight away. So really interested to see what we can get in terms of loot and stuff, and then see and review XP and stuff like that afterwards. Now, before we go and get Thieving, as always, we're just going to run through quickly the info and stuff we're going to take in terms of our setup. Just to put it out there again, I am using the Sticky Fingers relic. I didn't use the Sticky Fingers relic for the first couple of videos, but I highly recommend you guys do. What the Sticky Fingers relic does is increase your pickpocketing speed by 50%, but you do lose 33% of XP. But because you're pickpocketing more, it kind of balances out, but definitely get it because it speeds your pickpockets up, which means you'll get more loot in the long run. In terms of everything else I'm taking, the Thieving 120 Mask Cape doesn't really affect Goebies too much, but it will help anyway, and again, it's just part of the setup. I'm taking the Master Camouflage outfit because of the buffs it provides. I'm also taking the Mushroomy bag and also the Grace of Elves. Now, I have been taking Crystal Mask, Lightform and the Grace of the Elves. However, I don't know if I really need it. When I was doing the Metafight Guard yesterday, I was simply just using the 5-finger discount aura, and I didn't get caught once. The only time I got caught is when the aura actually ran out, so I might try and do that again and just see if I can do it, because it turns it from a 5-minute AFK to a 15-minute AFK. I feel the pain for the people who don't have the aura because it makes it so much more AFK, but still, the Crystal Mask setup, using Light Reform and then also using the Grace of the Elves or the Dark Grace of the Elves will make sure that you've got prayer for it. Apart from that, we're going to reset our Thieving counter. I have now gone past 130 more Thieving XP, and I think by the time we've done all the pickpockets, I might be past 140. I am racking up the XP. Like, it's only been 4 days since the update's been out. I think I'm close to like 24 mil XP now. So let me know how you are doing in terms of this week. How much XP have you got? What are you pickpocketing? Are you having any looks for the drops? I do think from the video regarding the Vias, I might have got a little bit lucky in my 10 hours. I mean, 3 rings is pretty decent anyway. So I do think eventually Vias is where I'll return. But also the Archaeologist one, which again, hopefully is out by this point, was a very good one. Now, to do the Goebies, we need to go to the Liberation of Mazcab, and there's some different options to get there. If you've got a KC at Rage, you can just use a War Teleport. I'm going to use the Max Skill Teleport to get there, but you can also use the grouping system. That's also a very good way to get there. No real requirements, just a little bit fiddly. Now, the Goebies we're going to go and thieve are west from the teleport, so west of Raids. And you just want to keep sort of like hugging the wall, and then you'll find a couple of Goebies there, which you have the option to pickpocket. Now, what makes Goebies different from the rest of the monsters which we pickpocketed is that they don't really drop many things. So what they mainly drop is going to be a combination of Techie, Burial Charms, and some other little bits as well. Now, very similar to the Tazars, the Goebies currency can be transferred for GP. You will also get some cash from it as well. Like the rest of them, you still get some GP. So it's GP, Techie, Burial Charms, and some of the alligator meat thing as well. So that's basically the Goebies drop table for looting and pickpocket. Now, what you can do with the Techie and the Burial Charms is you can convert it in the Goebie store for the abilities, and then you can sell the abilities on the Grand Exchange. So the Charms and the Techie actually have a GP equipped to them, which you can look at the wiki and see what it converts to. Again, very similar to Tazar. Sometimes it changes depending on what the Grand Exchange reflects in. Sometimes it changes by the week. So if you are going to do this for a good period of time and collect Techie and the Burial Charms, make sure to check the wiki before you go and buy something, because there might be an option which is more GP per Techie, and you just don't want to lose out on cash. And again, just a bit of a flashback to the Tazar one, check the price for the Tazar Tolkul as well. So Tolkul had loads of options on what was best, and because you've got things like runes, you've got the armor shop, you've got the gem shop as well, there's so many different things which can make you more money. You just need to check on the wiki which one makes more profit per Techie. Now, Techie is what you're going to get most of, and then you get the Burial Charm every now and then. But as you can see, with the Aura, I'm not going to get touched for a full 15 minutes, and even then, that's because I'm going to log out. So for me, this is going to be my day for today. I'm going to go and do a 2-hour stint of this, see how we do in terms of the XP and stuff. Now, the Guards and the Archaeologists always seem to range about 1.2 mil, and Techie is the first of the brand new pickpocketing monsters which are worthwhile. So I'm hoping we still hit around 1 mil XP, because for me, when I want to sort of get to those high levels, Goebies are going to be the first thing I sort of get onto, and then sort of rotate between those in the higher levels and go and do the newest thing from there. So if you want advice on how to level your Thieving up, get to the point you can do Goebies. Then once you can do Guards, move up to Guard. Once you can do the Archaeologists, move up to that, and then just keep the pattern going until you get whatever level you want to as well. However, I'm going to go in AFK now and do some videos. If you are enjoying, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I really hope you guys are getting value in these videos. I love doing them because for me, it's things I can do on the side of making videos as well. and I treat these as extra videos for you guys. Because they're slightly easier to make, and because it's sort of something in a minute which has got a bit of attention to it, obviously it's still a brand new update, still brand new content. I'm taking the approach of they're going down so well, you guys are enjoying them, I'll just keep making them. So yeah, the video grind never ends. There's our first Goebie charm. So I might report back in an hour just to let you guys know how we're getting on. But apart from that, I'm just going to go and do some editing. I'll report back later on how we do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in 2 hours. So there we go. We have finally been caught. That is the first time I've been caught in 2 hours. I am loving how AFK this is. Now, this is the total loot, the coin pouch as well, which we've got from the Goebies for 2 hours, and you might think it's a little bit underwhelming. Now, with the Goebies, quite like the Tazar, the currency has its own value to it. Now, with the burial charms, I'm presuming that you're going to turn the burial charms into techie through the NPC in the village. And because of that, the charms have different rates of GPVR because they will receive different rates of techie. So just to go through it really quickly of what to expect. So the small Goebie charm is currently worth roughly about 88,000 coins. The medium charm, or the Goebie burial charm, is going to be 175,000 coins. And then finally, the large Goebie burial charm is going to be 265,000 coins. And then the techie which you receive as well is going to be worth roughly about 1.7k each. Now the reason why this is worth so much is because you can convert your techie into abilities. So the Mascab ability codex you can buy for various different things for the techie which you're going to loot. And admittedly, this method is a little bit of an investment. It's going to take you a little bit of time to convert your techie into codexes. But of current prices for codex, that's what's worked out the 1.7k per techie and the burial price. So you need to convert your burial charms into techie, and then you can buy the abilities from here. Now, you may also want to buy some of the other stuff dotted through here. You've got cosmetics, you've got some other stuff as well, and you've also got the raid armors if you want to buy them. Me personally, I would convert it into the techie because, as always, with thieving, I am after the GP. So from the burial charms, let's talk some numbers. So the 4 large burial charms are going to be 1 mil worth of GP. The 8 normal burial charms are going to pull in a price of 1.3. And then finally, the small ones are going to outperform both and pull in a price of 1.4. So 3.7 mil just from the Goebie charms. And then we've got techie, which is valued, like I mentioned before, 1.7k each. That's going to come in at a total price of just under 6 mil. So combined between the two, we're at 9.4 mil. And then once you throw on the 1.2 mil GP on top, we're going to roughly be about 10.8 mil over the 2 hours. It's going to give you roughly about 5.4 mil, which, considering this is the first sort of big pickpocketing NPC you're going to sort of get into, and it's going to be a really good way to train, really isn't that bad. Now, one thing I would say I noticed is it's a drop in XP, and quite considerable. It's about 3 to 400k below things like Menophites to Professors. But again, this is what's going to get you quite relatively quickly into those kind of levels. You're going to do Goebies at 102, and then you're going to aim to go and do Menophite guards at 104. So you're not going to be at Goebies really for long, and it's going to be a full-on AFK method. But again, really not bad. Fully AFK. I did get some rerolls from the raids as well. So if you don't know what the rerolls are, you do have the ability, when you do the Mascab raids, of rerolling the loot if the loot is not what you want. You can gather these up and then put them in your bank, and then once you've done them as well, you can reroll them if you are a raider. For me, they're just going to sit in the bank forever, unless I can find some people to carry me quite hard through it. But that's another one wrapped up. And again, I think for the level, it's very well balanced on the scale of which it goes up in terms of XP and GP. I think this is a solid method for someone of 102 thieving to go and do. Like I said, I've done this method for the past 2 hours. I've not had a problem. Again, the thieving aura has come through clutch. But again, if you're an Iron Man or if you don't have the thieving aura, you can use things like the crystal mask, the light form. That works just as well. You're just not as AFK. You have to click the screen every 5 minutes as opposed to the 15 minutes I've picked as well. But to be fair, Goebies, thumbs up from me, really nice. You don't really get anything which competes with it GP and XP wise for that kind of level. And in terms of the AFK-ness as well, it was a breeze. So really enjoyed that one. We are getting very close to finishing this. I would like to announce as well that we are going to go and do all the different dig sites for the professors. I'm going to add them into extra videos, so when I do upload these, just so I don't feel like I'm robbing you guys, I'm going to do 2 videos every time we do the professors. But yeah, we've still got a couple more to finish. In terms of just the base ones, I've still got to do the fairies, and I'm going to go and do the mage ones as well, just because I've heard a couple of rumblings that the mage ones ain't that bad. I kind of looked at the mage drop table and thought, no, it wasn't really worth it, but just to complete the set, it would feel a bit against it to keep them 2 out. So the next one is going to be probably the fairies in Xanaris. We'll go and do that again for 2 hours, see how we get on. and then the mages will wrap up all of the ones, and then the dig site ones I'll do as little projects and just one-off little episodes to go and see how we can do it as well. But Goebie's got a thumbs up from me, as the rest. They've not really missed, but if this is how okay it is, again, it's not great, I say it's okay. If it was like this now after the nerf, I can only imagine how crazy this was pre-nerf. People did say like pre-nerf these were unreal, so yeah, not too bad at all. And again, 1 mil XP per hour, you can't really moan at that, post 99 as well. But I'm going to wrap the video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the videos. If you are, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.